Yes, yes, people. DJ Skyn back on the ones and twos for the last time in 2025. You're locked in with me, not only for a mix, my people, but for a review of my personal top 10 UK garage tunes of 2025. Come on. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. People, I hope you had a great Christmas. Thank you for supporting this channel for the last couple of years. The comments inside and out. People representing UK Garage, people supporting UK Garage, as we do here. Two-step, 4x4, Garage House, Speed Garage, and that bass as well. We cover all elements on this channel. The spectrum of UK Garage is not to be underestimated, okay? This is one of the best genres to have come out of the UK and the electronic scene. Now, people, we're going to do things a bit differently here, all right? This is the first time we've actually done a review like this before. Usually count down from the 10th tune or the 10th entry to the first entry. And I'm going to do things differently. I'm going in straight with the bangers straight away. So we're going to start off with the first one, which this tune this year has just been on replay mode, all right? And then we're going to finish with the 10th entry. Now, these are my own personal favourites, all right? There could be a few naughty disagreements in the comments here if it comes to that, where people think, oh, no, why's that tune in there? Oh, no, I can't believe he's got that tune. Oh, yeah, I'll rep that tune. You know, it could be all over the show. But at the end of the day, these are my personal favourites, and I've sprinkled them here and there throughout the showcase mixes as well. People, that is DJ Perception, track titled The Good Times, with the remix done by Ease Up George. Guys, this is my number one pick, and for a reason. I put it in my intro, all right, and it's for a reason. This tune beautifully captures that UK garage late 90s sound to a T. It's got Chris Mack, Steve Gurley template all over it, all right? And Ease Up George, bless him. This guy doesn't really get his dues. He does a few tunes here and there. He's still doing his stuff. But my God, what he did with this tune, man. And the original was great enough from Perception. But what he did with this is not to be underestimated, because you're capturing this element, this timeline, where I feel this is like from a hidden crates from back in that era, back in the 90s garage era, the underground sound where, you know, you had radio stations like Ice FM, Freak FM, early DJ EZ, Kiss 100. They were playing tunes like this. And there's a link back to that era where I just can't help but get gassed over it. The beats that are used, the sampling, the cutting is absolute perfection. You have to give your applause to these two guys who have come together on this track. And do you know what? It might have even had certain insights from Perception that Ease Up George used. But you know what? I'm gonna give this to Ease Up George, because when you're doing remixes, mate, it's so hard, because you want to be, you want to give TLC to original. You want to be mindful of the original, but then you want to put your own stamp on it. And the fact he managed to do this, all right, that is no easy feat. So my number one of this year is DJ Perception, track title, The Good Times, remixed by Ease Up George. Come on, people. That is the one right there. In at number 2 is Manuold, track titled Jersey, guys. This one, all right, when I first heard it, I thought to myself, what the hell? This is deep, all right? Now, to me, this guy is a house producer, all right? He is a deep house producer. He does toe that line. But I featured him because of just the raw energy this track has, all right? The uplifting elements of this track, man. The sampling, the absolute, the pumping 4x4 beats this garage house track has. It cannot be understated, all right? Manuold, Italian producer, all right? He's doing his thing out here. I've seen a few or heard a few of his tracks. I've seen how he's been going on. Guy's only been on the scene for a couple of years, and he is making some lethal tunage out here, all right? I actually, in the last showcase mix, there was another tune released from him, and I had to feature it, bro. I had to put it in the playlist because I was like, this guy is capturing this ultimate golden era of house, man, and is transporting it into 2025. And that, once again, is a very hard thing to do, all right? So, Manuold, Jersey, right? This track, I actually made a short for it because, once again, I was gassed up about this thing. I was gassed up about this tune. What it represented, what it meant to me as not only a DJ, but as a listener, as a fan of this genre. Now, you could say this track is strictly house, strictly deep house, but, you know, as I said, we feature a spectrum over here, and garage house are kind of, I thought, yeah, it could mold into that still, do you know what I mean? If I don't get any backlash, fair enough. But, yeah, this tune for me is the second on the list. Without a doubt, Manuold, Jersey, check it out. It's no joke. Third in the entry is MQ. Yeah, that's if I pronounce his name right. Ode to Dust. Now, guys, when I mentioned, right, that bassy two-step darkness that I'll be banging on about sometimes, that tune is exactly what I am talking about. That element of underground. I just love it, mate. I love the darkness of, you know what I mean? This stuff's not mainstream, mate. You've got to dive in deep. You've got to dive underground to find tunes like this. And this guy, MQ, I don't think he's been around for that long. I think it's literally, he jumped on, you know, the UK garage vibe quite recently, right? And I remember just doing my typical music shopping, came across a EP like this one. First of all, the artwork just kind of struck me anyway. I kind of like that artwork, street vibe to it, right? Was listening through, I was like, okay, this tune goes in. And I think the second one was Push It. And I thought, oh, this one's hitting. And then I got to this tune. And guys, when I mean this thing dropped, right? And the bass, because I had the speakers on at the time, the bass just took this tune to another level. So big up to MQ, yeah. I hope I'm saying your name right, bro, because he actually came onto my channel and left a comment saying thanks for, you know, basically releasing my track or exploiting my track. And it did get a few views and a few likes. So, guys, tunes like this, right, I can't get enough of, man, because you can put this in any part of the mix and it will hit. As soon as this thing drops, it's that bass usage. Do you know what I mean? That sub bass usage. I think a lot of us forget the elements that are needed to make these types of tunes, man. It's really something that cannot be ignored. So big up to MQ. This one's titled Ode to Dusk. Third on my list. It is not a joke, mate. Get on this, all right? The actual EP's banging. The whole EP's banging, but this tune particularly, when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, I've got to download this one straight away. So, yeah, big up to my man, and on to the next one. Entry number 4, my people. This is Tough Culture, track titled LAMINAR Flow. Now, guys, when I say, right, once again, so many artists out here, they capture that old school vibe. They capture that modern UK garage vibe, but you can tell there's history. You can tell there's a link there to the past, all right? And those are the ones I really do seem to grasp a hold of when I'm music shopping, when I put the playlist together, when I put the mix together. It's all these different elements that come down to it. And once again, it's a track like this that fits the mold perfectly. The editing, the cutting, the sampling, every single time. Certain artists get it. And this was quite a great EP, by the way. This was released October, November, so only a couple of months back. I had about 5 tunes on there, and this being one of them. And, you know, I could have picked another couple of tunes from this list, to be fair, to be in the top 10. But this one particularly, it captures it. It really captures that vibe I want from a UK garage tune. You know what I mean? Easy to mix to. Female vocals, that is crucially important, by the way. And it's used in a certain way where it's not overdone, in my opinion, and it makes the tune what it is. So big up to Tough Culture on this one. Entry number 5, guys. Dem 2 has made the list. Track entitled Done For Me. What can I say about Dem 2? Who is actually a one-man army right now and has been for a while. Big up to Dean. He has honestly been an absolute catalyst for me DJing or getting back into UK garage since the 2020s, without a doubt. His stuff has been absolutely fantastic all the way through. He's got a lot of soulful productions. Once again, the sampling is hitting. This sample right now from this tune is from, of course, the angel of R&B, in my opinion, the princess of R&B, who is Aaliyah. You sprinkle her vocals on most of these tracks, they're going to elevate it, bro. So he knew what he was doing with this one. Once again, Dem 2, right? I tell you, they have, for me, been at the forefront of a lot of my collection. They can't go wrong. He can't go wrong. Dean can't go wrong with what he's doing right now. It's all this great, soulful, very... And once again, this underground feel that I really don't think could work mainstream. And that's not because his stuff is not worthy of being mainstream. It's just you have that feeling. When you do a back-to-back of them two tunes, right? And I'm talking about an overall mix. And this is something I did a couple of years back. Mate, when you listen to this thing in its full length, you know, harmony, it is magic. It is absolute magic. And there's only certain listeners that can get that. But them two, they really have captured the soulful element of garage, all right? The samplings mostly come from American vocalists, let's be real about that. But it's how they sprinkle it onto their beats, all right? Their cutting, their sampling is unmatched, pretty much. This type of garage tune for me is what makes me an avid listener. And, you know, them two have been on these levels for a while. But funny enough, I don't think their earliest stuff was quite on these types of levels, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think the elements still remain, but it feels like Dean has definitely leaned in more into the soulful side of garage. And it's pretty much adamant through his album releases. He definitely branches out here and there just to get a feel what other scenes are doing. But gosh, this one it's just a nice, chillful UK garage tune. And this is why this is entry number 5. Them two, done for me. Check it out. On to the next one.
You know that I like it. You know that I'm out it. You know that I like it. You know that I'm out it.
Entry number 6. This is YOTO Swords. You know I like it. All right, which has obviously been sampled from Donell Jones. You know what man's about. If you put his vocal on a UK garage track, it most likely is going to hit. And this one hits indeed. Very bouncy, very much clean on the production, all right? Very pure. This one, to me, has been the 4x4 speed garage tune of the year for me. I heard this out, actually, and I tell you, the reception for this tune was fantastic. I think, honestly, if you cram all those elements together, there's also Rip Groove sample in that, if you can hear that. And once again, it's just a clean production, very bassy, very housey, very UK garagey. All those elements together. You can't go wrong on a night out if you play that. That's what this one's done. YOTO Swords, you know that I like it. What a banger. Entry number 6. Let's get on to the next one. Entry number 7, my people. This is HUDSON CERONE. All right. Baby, move on. Now, of course, you clocked the sample right there, didn't you? Yes, of course. Todd Edwards, Shut the Door, has been featured on this one. Now, Hudson's been around for a while. He knows he's got that 4x4, that Todd Edwards vibe going for himself. He has branched out and he's done his thing out here. It is not a joke. He's got a lot of EPs that are within this range, okay? And this seems to be his element. You could say he doubles in house. I would say that as well. And once again, knows how to put a tune together. And this one does it justice with the Todd Edwards samples, of course, just to elevate that track, just to give it a bit more meat in between the buns. You know how it is. I would say Out of most of his releases, this one's definitely top. He's done a great job, and he still continues to do a great job. He's actually subscribed to the channel, so you could say there's some bias going on. But no, honestly, he's been fantastic. Most of the time, once again, if I'm doing music shopping and I see his releases, they will be most likely featured or released on the actual channel. So big up to Hudson CERONE. He keeps doing his thing. This is entry number 7. Yes, people. Entry number 8 is Random Raymond with the track entitled Feel Me. Now, this one, guys, as I said, just does what it needs to do for UK garage track, all right? The nice bouncy, uplifting, makes you want to move your feet, all right? Guy continues to put out authentic, classy garage tunes, man, and that is what it's about. He has this year been putting out numerous EPs, left, right, and centre, all hitting to that same level. And that, once again, is very hard to do. Okay? So give it up to Random Raymond. This is just a nice, blissful track. As I said, it makes you want to groove, makes you want to move. It's got a great female sample. Production, top class. You just can't go wrong with that, can you? You cannot go wrong with that element. So big up to Random Raymond, man. Entry number 9, Dubplate Pressure. Alright. Track entitled Burning Love, Steppers Mix. Guys, this one, right, was a sneaky one when this was released, because I didn't have this, right, queued up in the mix. And I remember when I had it in a showcase. So I think this is the February showcase, and I dropped this, right, and I was doing my typical transition. And I remembered when this dropped, and I was like, damn, I was there kind of hovering over it thinking, yo, this is a Steve Gurley blueprint right now. This has got Steve Gurley all over it, but it was done with such care and attention. Once again, tunes like these, just that underground feel. I keep banging on about it throughout this whole video. When you listen to garage, yeah, I don't want to be reminded of the commercial side to it, which sounds really stupid, right? But I'm talking about I'm Sorry, Flowers. No offense about some of the early Artful Dodger, Sunship. It can be like that. So when I revert back to these levels, it clicks and makes perfect sense, right? That this is the garage that I just can't get enough of. The minimal two-step beats, do you know what I mean? The great sample that has been used in other garage tunes as well. You can't get better than that. It really can make the mix when you hear tunes like this, or when you hear it in a set. It really can. And once again, the production is clean. So big up to Dubplate Pressure, because they've been, once again, on a mad one this year. Without a doubt. There's been numerous releases. If I was to go and Juno download right now and just put in 2025 releases, most of their stuff's going to be 2 pages long. So, yeah, big up to Dubplate Pressure on this one. this top 10 list. This is Dr. Shemp, track titled Flute Track. And this is absolute garage house bliss, isn't it not? This is fantastic. And this is what I'm saying. This could have been higher in the list, but, you know, it made the top 10. And there was a lot I had to cut. I was going to make a top 20, but I was like, nah, that's a bit too mad. But it made the cut to top 10. So you got a big up for Dr. Shemp, who put his absolute soulful bliss all over this track. Okay, some of the vocals that come later on that wasn't displayed just in that sample that I just played, it is magic. All right, that's the stuff to seep into your soul, mate. And what Garage House does, just like from that breakdown intro there, it's that feeling of ethereal, that feeling of just higher being. You know what I mean? It's such a hard thing to describe. I felt this DJ Perception venue that was in Shoreditch. And it wasn't from him, it was from a previous DJ. Trying to think who that is, but it's kind of gone right now. But he played these types of tunes back to back. And I kid you not, I was in the middle of the floor, man, doing my thing. And I just completely lost it. Because it was, one, hearing it out in the club. All right, because I went down to this place specifically to venture into the garage house, and you know, it was all a vinyl set, and I knew there'll be some magic being displayed and being played, and it was. And it, you know, when it's just gold dust after gold dust, it makes you feel a certain type of way, especially with me and music, man. Like, it took my body into another realm. So I remember my cousin who was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "Bro, I'm feeling it." So I was just kind of holding myself and just on a absolute high of tunes like these, because they are magic in itself. Garage House is definitely the best of both worlds. They meet the best of both worlds in the middle, and it's something that I don't think I can get tired of, because there's so much great garage house being made these days that I can't ignore it, mate. I generally can't. I was just talking about Manuold, who is entry number 2. His stuff is fantastic. Okay, so big up to Dr. Shemp for this one, the flute track, right? And that rounds off our top 10 UK garage tunes of 2025. Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. All right, I will be around next year, but in a slightly different pivot. Okay, I don't know whether to let go of this channel or to keep on going, keep on investing, but there will be some type of announcement coming. So, guys, this has been an absolute pleasure to put together my top 10. I tell you, it's been fantastic. The fact we're still getting garage on these levels after all these years. When I was a little boy listening to pirate radio, when I was a little boy and got my first Pure Garage album from DJ EZ, and we're still here. And it's been the artists that have been featured that have grabbed me back into the genre, because I nearly forgot about this genre after 2014 or so, completely left it. So after Disclosure was doing their type of thing, I kind of was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with it. Went to dubstep, future garage, drum and bass, and these artists that have been mentioned grabbed me back, thanks to their productions, thanks to their respect for originality, the respect for sampling, and that is what it's about. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you on the next one. Happy New Year, 2026. Let's get it.